Attention, all sports fans! If you're someone who wakes up each morning with lists of sporting events to go along with your to-do list for the day, then you just might be a diehard. The world of sports is as vast as the ocean is deep, including the major leagues, the minor leagues, the college, and everything in between. This is me, your boy Larry B of IE Sports Radio, welcoming you to join me every Monday evening at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on The Defining Moment, a show that focuses on what really matters in the sports world, sports themselves, and nothing outside of them. Once again, tune in for The Defining Moment with me, your boy Larry B, every Monday evening at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on IE Sports Radio, right here on Spreaker.com. We'll see you there.
Being good at life means getting your finances together so you can focus on the moments that matter most. With over 170 years of expertise, New York Life Insurance Company provides you with benefits you can enjoy while you're, well, living. So give me, Doug Stewart, your local New York Life agent, a call. I can help you build a solid financial future to help you and your family be good at life. You can reach me at 678-770-8073 or look for me at NewYorkLife.com.
Do you want your next Atlanta event to be memorable? If so, have Drink & Color at your next function. Drink & Color is sophisticated bartending that creates signature cocktails for your special occasion. Wow your family, friends, and business associates next time with Drink & Color. You can contact the owner, Kiki Lewis, at 678-813-7102. That's 678-813-7102. You can also email her at drinkandcolor@gmail.com and follow on Instagram at drinkandcolor. And tell her you were referred by the Wait a Minute Show. Drink and Color, cocktail catering. Let the cocktail sparkle at your next event.
This is Girly Girl. Join me every Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Girly Girl's World for intriguing conversation and relevant topics. Girly Girl's World for the women on the go and the men who want to know. Girly Girl's World Sundays at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back and you are listening to
It's the Wait a Minute Show
on X Squad Radio Network. So, like I was saying before we went to break, I was going to talk about some NBA news and actually some NBA slash, NCAA NBA news as well. So, let's touch first on this whole thing with the NCAA and what they are talking about now that they are requiring or making as a requirement for potential NBA draftees. All right. So here's how this thing is going out. And some people like LeBron James is already calling it the Rich Paul rule. But basically what the NCAA has done, they have went out there and changed. And this is a program that they have created. It's a certification program and it is effective immediately. So at this point, there are requirements for, and let me explain what it is. So the NCAA changed up because what it used to be before, if you were a basketball player in college, male, and you wanted to go to the NBA, you could go to the NBA. But as soon as you hired an agent, you forwent any eligibility that you had left as a college student. So if you wanted to go back, you couldn't go back because all your eligibility is done. So you got guys that were, on the fence. They were going and then maybe things didn't work out or, they would stay because they didn't know what their draft style was going to be. So the NCAA came up with an idea of, look, hey, you can get an agent, but your agent can go out there, get a feeler for what they are expecting or where they're expecting you to get drafted. And then if that's not something that you want, as long as you return in a certain amount of time, you can go back to college and you can stay and have your eligibility. And now they have tweaked that. And here's how it goes down. You're going to have to be certified. This is what the NCAA is now saying. You're going to have to be certified. Now, the other thing, to be certified, you got to take a class. You got to do a background check. You got to pay for the class, and then you got to pay these annual fees. The class is $250. The annual fee is, I think, $1,200 or it's $1,250 each year. And then, ladies and gentlemen, get this. This is the really crazy part, is that you must have either a bachelor's or law degree to be able to be certified with the NCAA. Now, guys can still get an agent, and it won't affect guys like Zion or Jay Morant or Cam Reddish, those guys, RJ Barrett. It's not going to affect those guys because they were officially done with college. They knew they weren't going to come back, and they already knew where they were going to get drafted. They knew they were going to probably be somewhere in the top 5, if not, top 10, if not top 5. We are talking about kids who are really trying to figure out where they fit in, what's going to be the best decision. And now you're telling the student athletes, is what they're calling them, is that if you get a agent, your agent basically have to play by our rules. And here's the crazy part, and what doesn't make sense to me at all. At all. I don't understand why you are making decisions or making requirements for a company that you don't even own. The agent is not working for the NCAA. They are working for the NBA. So why are you making a requirement for one of your kids, one of your students, one of your student athletes, that they can leave anytime that they want? Anytime. Those scholarships are not contracts, ladies and gentlemen. So you can leave anytime. You should be able to go out, gauge what, your employment. And like they were doing before, which I like, if it wasn't great, if it wasn't where you wanted to be, you got a certain amount of time, you get back. I remember, the thing was that you couldn't get with an agent until your season was officially over. So if you made the tournament or something like that, you can't do anything until you get eliminated or you win the championship. If your season was over at the regular season, then yes, you can get, with. So there are kids that's going to be out there that's going to fall into this category or this box, if you will. And they're going to have a limited selection of agents that they can choose from if this holds up, because I'm sure someone's going to probably try and fight this. I'm trying to figure out also, where does having a bachelor's degree come into saying I'm qualified or I'm this or I'm that to represent someone in the NBA? And now this has been pointed out because, and LeBron has pointed this out on social media, and he's called it the Rich Paul rule. And what he's getting at is that Rich Paul, if you don't know who he is LeBron's agent, but he's an agent to a bunch of other superstars out there. He does not have a bachelor's degree. And he doesn't need it. There are some people in the world that, look, I'm going to say this, and I hope people don't take this the wrong way. School is a structured way. It is a guideline. It is a blueprint, if you will. If you need direction or if you need to know what necessary steps I need to take to be successful, then people are going to say, you go to elementary school, you go to middle school, you go to high school, and then after you do that, you go to college and you get yourself the degree so you can go to an employment or an employer and say, I have done the necessary steps and I have accomplished the necessary prerequisites that you have set for employment. The NBA doesn't do that, for one. But then going back, there are some people that rule doesn't need to apply, or that guideline. It's not a rule, I'm sorry, but that guideline doesn't apply. I mean, Bill Gates did not finish college. I'm assuming that he has a degree now. I'm not going to say I know that, but that wasn't the blueprint. 50 wasn't the blueprint. Diddy wasn't the blueprint. There are some people that do not need the blueprint, is all I'm saying. So I'm not telling people don't go to school or anything like that. Please don't mix my words. I'm just saying for you to put in someone has to have a bachelor degree to be a agent. That's pointless. That doesn't mean anything. If you understand the rules, if you understand the business, or even if you may have a bachelor's degree. If you got a bachelor's degree in human parks and recreations, you're telling me that that's going to help you with, dealing with NBA contracts? No. You need to know NBA contracts. And if you know it, you understand it, and you are good at it, that's all that should matter. So all this is the NCAA, once again, trying to control a certain situation to slow stuff down. I just don't understand where this is coming from. And to me, it's a little fugazi anyway for you to say it's immediately effective. So someone had the bright idea and they just said, you know what? Hey, let's do this and maybe we'll just keep some of the players that we've got. Because I think you can't do anything with guys like Zion and everything. That's they'll just leave. So there's nothing that you can do. But some of these other players, I like the way the NCAA had it previously. You get an agent, you go out there, get some fillers, and then you get back in the right amount of time if it doesn't work out. They're doing too much right now. You're going too far. So I'm hoping they get this reversed because I just think this is a silly thing, and it to me it's not any benefit at all to why they are making these rules. So NCAA, what's going on? Why do this? Now, we were asking a question also, and that question was of one Kevin Durant, and everyone was speculating or hinting about KD's injury and who's to blame? Who's the one that pressured KD and going out there? And KD has spoken. He's actually talked about it recently, and he put everything to rest and basically said the Golden State Warriors didn't have anything to do with that. He said no one was telling him or trying to pressure him into playing. He said the goal was always to show up in Game 5 and play. He said he just want to hoop. He'll be all right. He'll be better. But don't put anything on Golden State. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I gave myself a Big L award not too long ago. So, I am a person who, when I get it wrong, I get it wrong. But also when I get it right, I got to point out I got it right. I told everyone that KD, this was more KD. And now I still don't believe that the Warriors didn't say anything to him. They might have kind of been like, hey, KD, hey, yeah, you're looking a little light on your feet today, bro. You good? You good? So I'm sure there were probably like little hints here and there. But yeah, I don't think anyone went to KD and they pulled him in the office and said, "Hey man, we really need you to get out there. You got to get out there." No, KD is a guy who loves the game of basketball, and he wanted to be out on the floor, and he wanted to be there for his teammates, and he also wanted to be there for the fans and himself, for to a lesser degree. He really wanted to